You all think of women now, we just wake up and our vaginas talk to us like that and tell us we just want. But I wasn't even ready to dive into when, you know, the side chick becomes the main. I just wanted to touch on the topic where it was about having both a main and a side. A man with a lot of self-value and self-pride, they wouldn't let any woman that say you can get it, get it. They cutting style just like how the woman going to cut style.
From that teeth.
She o'clock, you know, teeth.
She listening.
What happened in the website?
Grown Folks Only Podcast.
Alright guys, so here today we're going to discuss a very interesting topic. Now remember, I am not an influencer. So I was always wondering why some people can have a main chick that's supposed to be the love of their life and then a side chick and complain about both sometimes. So let's open the discussion with someone.
Oh, goody, I go first. I feel like there's a touchy topic because why you have a side chick or a side person in the first place, right? I mean, you know, you have a cake and eat it too, but I think when you get to the point of where you're complaining about both main and side, is like what you're really doing, you know? So, what do you guys think?
Well, as I always say, I think very different. So main chick versus side chick, whether it be male or female, I think stems from many different aspects. And sometimes the main is the safe one, and the side is the one that satisfies them.
All right.
So the main is the one that's the woman that will keep the home, build the house, do what they have to do. And the side is the one that will spin from the rafters and touch the back of the throat.
So the main is the boring one.
All right?
And the side is the freak.
In a sense. And then there's women that have men who are paycheck, they're good, they know they're not going to cheat. And then they have Joe Grind on the side. You understand? They can give the rod of God. So they have, and then, you know, it also will go through, some people are just not happy with themselves. Going back to our previous podcast about, would you fake it if you love me? We had many different options, and that also falls into this. So.
All right, KK, let me hear what you say on this whole topic.
Well, like Simone said, I think this is a touchy conversation. I'm of the perception that you cannot keep what does not want to be kept. And so, with that being said,
let's not toast to that. Let's not toast to that. You can't keep that doesn't want to be kept.
Yeah, you cannot keep what does not want to be kept. And I think oftentimes we enter in situations or relationships rather, knowing the individuals that we are involved with or knowing the individuals that we...
To a point.
Yeah, well, you may have heard sometimes about the individual, you may have experienced. It also depends on how you meet that person too. You know, you may have met that person through a friend or whatever, or somebody who would have had a past relationship. Because St. Lucia is so small. Everybody knows everybody.
Not only St. Lucia,
yeah,
Caribbean.
Yes, exactly. So I think that it's when you enter a relationship with someone as a main or a side,
as a man or a woman?
As a man or a woman.
Sometimes the side don't decide until they find out and they just kick the roller.
Well, we could touch on that too. But when you get into that place with somebody and that person says, you know, you'll start a relationship or not, you have to decide how you're going to navigate your relationship with that person.
Right.
How you're going to be with that person. What about that person is going to keep you. Now, from a main perspective, somebody who is considered the main, whether if it's male or female, that person may have that feeling of security because I'm the main, I'm probably in the household, our finances are shared, etc. And that doesn't necessarily mean that the main person is lacking in anything, you know. it could be that that individual just has a preference in dealing with more than one person. And it's up to that person to say, you know what, I'm content, I'm satisfied, and this is where I want to be. I want to be with my person. Now, it's inevitable that a partner, and I'm saying a partner because now you cannot say a man cheating and a woman not cheating. You cannot say a woman cheating and a man not cheating. It happens on both ends, depending on the nature of the relationship or the individual at that matter. Like, it depends on the person that you're dealing with. So you cannot even say is a man not cheating or is a woman that is cheating. And with that being said, if you enter a relationship with somebody who you know may have the hots for other persons, because the signs are always there, and you decide that is where you want to be because that person provides me that level of security, you have to now build that sense of security within yourself to say, even if I know that there's a possibility that my person is going to cheat on me, I chose to be there.
So you make your bed, you lay in it.
You made your bed and you stay in it.
Okay, so I had a friend that gave me a story one time about a chick that berated him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the story goes like this. They had an argument, and the friend was like, imagine the girl come and tell me, oh, you as if that person, I know that person, and then you as if this person.
Mm-hmm.
So then the man made the point of saying, so if you know I was if that person and this person, why you still come and sleep with me?
Exactly.
What was it about me that made you come and stay? And then you want to come and throw that in my face now?
Now, there is something about us women, and I say us women because it is a thing. It is something where we say, that little girl has that man?
Mm-hmm.
How she can have that man and I cannot have
What
that
does it
man?
supposed to mean? Oh, okay.
You understand?
Almost like we want what other people
Yeah.
have, or like that we don't have.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that challenge interests us. Like, we just want to know.
So
You
you
ever
want
hear-
FOMO?
Yeah, like women say, I can take that man from you, you know.
FOMO is
But
fear of getting left
I
out.
don't feel that way though. But I've seen some women like that.
It's true.
Yo, that goes back to what I said before. Men have pride and women have ego. A man would look at another man, a beautiful woman, and in his mind,
So wondering why a man looking at another man. But
I want to fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see
If I can get that person.
It's not about nothing, it's just about, even if it's once they give it a lash, that's good. Women go all the way. Let me see if I can take her man.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying women competing for the number one spot and men just trying to see if they can last.
Especially if they genuinely
Right?
love that
Because
or like that
it
person.
goes back to what we had said, is that men just want the experience and one notch. Women believe whatever they have and whatever they can do is always the best.
And then get frustrated when they realize they can't have that spot.
Exactly. You understand? Every
Okay.
woman believes, some are arrogant about it, some are just like whatever, some are not, but they're just like, all right, this thing between my legs, that's the best thing. If mate get that from the other woman, he must leave her.
Now,
Yeah. That with him?
Box.
Huh?
There are many names.
Box. Okay, hold on. So Carol, I
moose knuckle.
personally, I don't like to assume because assume means I ask out of you and me. That's how it's spelled, assume. So I like to have from a perspective. Like if you see your friend with a nice man and you see they ticking all your boxes, what kind of mind state would that put you in? So
congratulations to my friend.
Yeah, I would be happy for the
Congratulations to my friend.
Because I don't think I would be necessarily jealous unless I'm in a situation where I want that personally and I don't have it. Then I can see like, okay, so some slight envy growing there. But I
Envy
think
to the point where you want to.
So if she had a person like what you would like, but you don't have, you would have some sort of jealousy.
yeah, but I think it would be a different situation if, for example, her man was trying to get at me at the same time. And you know, there was that window of opportunity there. Then
So it'd be the
I
best
could
lady
see-
wins.
If I want to go there, maybe it could go there. But yeah, it could be that way, yeah.
Okay, I just want to ask a question. I'm not sure if it's a question the way I'm going to phrase it, but I'm going to ask. I've dealt with a wide spectrum or different friend groups. And I've heard male individuals speak on, once I can afford it, I can have multiple women. Like if I have enough money and I can take care of all my households, I can have multiple women. Now there are men who are content within their homes, but maybe missing something like maybe communication or maybe their partner.
That spit on that thing or something.
No. Their sex life could be good too. Their sex life could be good as well. But that individual, you make me lose my train of thought. Why you always do me that? Please don't stick a pin. No pins.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. So you could meet somebody whilst knowing that you intend to be committed to someone, and then happen to meet somebody that gives you attributes or qualities that you right now you are in a situation and you desire from your partner, and that person is unable to give it to you. And so you end up maybe having, let's say, something as simple as communication. You end up communicating with that person more and more, and then it grows into something bigger. You'll become intimate. You'll start dating. You become possessive of that person because now you know that you have what you have at home. But you're so satisfied with what the outside person is giving to you that you now don't want to let that person go.
So what did you do in that situation?
Hold on.
So now the outside person, because you're speaking from the perspective of the outside person, has to make that decision for themselves.
Would I want to stay there?
Do I want to stay there? Am I content enough to stay there? Is this person satisfying me or giving me everything that I need
Now,
to stay there? Especially the intimacy.
I'll put a point in that for you. The person that makes that bed and lays in it doesn't truly love or have the feelings they say for that person.
Not necessarily.
No, they don't.
No. And I don't agree. Because you could be in a situation where you yourself, as the outside person, you're like, maybe you've never even been an outside person before, and then you experience it for the first time. And in experiencing it, you're just like, because of what I came from, this path might just be easier. So to hell with that, let me try it. And then through that time frame, you start building an emotional connection with that person.
So now, hold on. You know what I see you saying there? It's easier to have the chicks and no responsibility. So it must feel better because you're getting all the benefits and none of the drawbacks. You don't have to feed that person. You don't have to wonder how that person is when they're sick. You don't have to wonder how that person getting through the day. Only time you come in, and then you squad.
No, not necessarily. You could still be meeting, but you could still be meeting that person on an emotional level, that intimate level, maybe not even financial. If you have the monies and you're able to support that person, you're still supporting that person. But somewhere along that line, that outside person is going to feel like, I still want more.
That's my point here. What's the conversation now when the outside person, the side person wants more wants to be the main?
Exactly. That is when the individual who is stuck between two has to now make that decision.
Which individual are you talking about? The outside person?
The person who has the two.
The person who has the two.
The main and the side.
So then we're asking, what point does cheating really starts?
From the moment you build an emotional bond, intimate bond with somebody, from the beginning.
From the thought.
Yeah.
From the, she have a nice ass.
So at what point in time do you
voice.
think it is right to tell your partner that you are seeing somebody?
What? They have such a point?
That's for a different podcast.
No, they have no point. They have no point.
That's for a different podcast.
They have no point.
I'll pose a scenario to you and tell me if you think what do you think of it? The outside man or woman, so the side, gets with this person. It normally always starts on a sexual, because normally the first affection is physical. And then you're like, he's good, he's good, then you start talking and then it becomes intellectual and you move on and then the sex is fire because you've only had chicken soup for the last 5 years and then you get steak. So it's something different. All right? So you now can eat your chicken soup, but every so often you feel for the steak. But then after a while, you start feeling for the steak more. And then eventually you're now 50-50 on it. The steak develops feelings if you'll have that kind of connection. And in my opinion, if the side can be willing to stay, the level of emotion that they have for the center character is not as high as people who you've seen. We all know people who have been sides and whatnot. And after a while, you start to see it get not volatile, but a bit chaotic because now they're trying to fight to push to get the main position. Because I believe their level of emotion or their level of connection will be higher than we've known some people who say they've been sides for 10, 15 years.
Side chick, and I'm speaking I'm not even buttering it again.
Say that again?
A side chick, and I'm speaking from the female's standpoint. A female side chick, they're always patient. They're very accommodating.
I would disagree with you on that.
And they're very patient.
Patient forward.
They're patient.
Until what?
Right?
Side chick becomes wives.
Until reality hits them that they just may never be that mean. But they go through that for a period.
But
It's
that's
2
what
years.
I'm saying.
And another thing too,
I think she just said a whole lot of single already.
the men,
Patient side chick.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It is
I
up
don't
to a
believe in
point
that.
until they realize
y'all
no.
could also be misleading.
Alright, so
Yeah,
Y'all could be misleading
as a side,
as well.
as a side.
No,
because
as a
it's
man.
about that time.
As
as a
a
man
man
with the-
to a side.
Yeah.
About that
As
time.
a man to a
It's
side.
about what time?
For the voice of production. So let me understand what you're saying. So you're saying the side chick is patient and
Accommodating.
hopeful that she could be the main.
Yes.
And I say that's not true.
Okay.
You a side chick.
No.
Don't be that.
Let me address you.
Yeah.
So let's just say her patience pans out.
That's after how long though?
Her patience pans out.
Whichever length of period. Whichever length of period.
Okay.
What do you think the dynamic of that relationship would be now?
Obviously, she's going to demand more
She'll
from
start
the
calling-
individual.
No. What I'm saying is her patience pans out to the point whereby finally
She get to be the main
She
chick.
get to be the main chick.
Yeah.
What do you think happens in that region? What do you think happens in that region?
She becomes
Can I answer
very
that?
observant, very
It will always be in the back of her mind
To repeat
that the
that
man
same
was
pattern.
doing that.
Yeah.
so now
And if he do it to
which
that
means he will
woman,
have a
he can do it to me the same way.
Because that's
very vigilant, hyper vigilant.
Right? So the reason why I put it that
But
way,
that boils down to my first point. If you have already accepted the position of a side chick, you met that person knowing that that person has somebody. Okay? It happens that you now are the main chick, right? You have to come to a realization or an understanding that that shoe will turn.
yeah, but when we look at it from that vantage point, right, it presents a number of problems. Because if you as a side chick are being fed the way you want to be fed, meaning whether it's financial or emotional, he's giving you that. But then for whatever reason you're not content.
It's only a
with
placebo.
what you getting, you're not content. You want the main chick position, right? Not realizing that if he does give you that main chick position, you will not get what you're getting before.
You know the sides normally get more sex or better sex.
It's not about, to me, not about the sex.
No, besides the
Really?
giving, listen, besides giving all the financial and stuff, the side because
It's very
you cannot satisfy both equally. So normally the main gets more because you have to satisfy the main to make sure you can go to the side. So you have built up tension for this person, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks you get through. When you finally get to the side, that tension you have for 2, 3 weeks, she or he will let it out on them. So it also fools them with the chemical aspect of, yo, every time I see this guy, hold on. Every time I see this girl or guy, they blow my back up. You understand? And then if they do become the main, the things will happen is that the sex will drop because now I have you all the time.
Because of novelty dies.
Yeah. And then you start to be hyper vigilant, like, boy, when you go out and check the boys, that's what you used to tell me, you used to tell her, And now, so what am I going to do? And
Yeah, but
it's a never-ending cycle.
But you know what you're signing up for.
No. It's not about knowing what you're signing up for.
That's
You
the
know
ego.
what you're
That's the
signing up
ego.
for.
To me, it's as simple as this, right? You have an experience that has been going on for an extended period of time. You have a routine or you have a situation that you've been accustomed to.
So you're saying like this sneaking around.
So what happens is, in your mind, you want a different experience. You want to not be the side chick, you want to be the main chick.
So what?
But, well, there we are. So let's say you eventually get it. The novelty will die out. You understand? So now, whereby that way, let's say last you get to be the main chick. Let's say at 1 month in. It doesn't feel the same as when you were the side. You understand? It's new, it's fresh, it feels good. But then what happens when the novelty dies out? What happens when it becomes, okay, now it comes to my home as a place for me to rest his head, or I go to his home as a place for me to rest my head, as opposed to having my own place.
So I would like to hear from both ladies on this.
So what happens to that when the novelty dies out? Because to me, that's the most important, the most critical thing. When you get tired.
You sound like you're doing research there.
Huh?
You sound like you're doing research.
No, I'm just saying that, I mean, what you're saying, obviously, it makes sense, but I wasn't even ready to dive into when, the side chick becomes the main. I just wanted to touch on the topic where it was about having both a main and a
versus side.
side. So now I feel like, we're shifting a little, but that's okay. It's cool, it's Gucci.
All right. So in main versus side, majority of the time, the men benefit.
Anybody really benefits
In the whole scenario, if a guy has a main and a side, normally the side feeds an appetite that he's not getting from inside, and it's normally sexual. And if a woman has a main and a side, the guy on the outside is normally okay because he's just like, boy, because that's not the only woman he's the side to. So he's getting variety.
So can I just stick a pin?
I thought we were doing
let's say
that.
the last panelist right there. Let's say the last panelist.
Wait.
All right.
So Subodh has been very quiet. So I'll go ahead and what Subodh think about that.
Yes.
So much
And you
opinion.
wanna,
Mm-hmm.
That's the tagline.
it's true. Go ahead.
So much opinions.
You can rewind and start back.
Yeah, because not only, I think we're forgetting the point of even if like that main and side situation, the level of energy it takes to just, especially if the persons don't know about each other, the level of energy it takes to just maintain both relationships. I think men usually have, how to say, it is more successful in terms of that because I think in terms of like that main and side chick situation, men are more so in that.
That's not true.
I would disagree
Because
with
men
you
get
on
caught
that
more.
one.
This is why we're here.
Men get caught more. So how is it? Women are better at it.
Because men have a disposition to want to believe that they're the only guy. But let's say what was Bishop after there.
I'm not saying that only men are in this situation, but in terms of that particular experience, I think men are in that more compared to women. Because I think, this is my perspective, for women, with that emotional connection in terms of, especially sexual,
Mm-hmm.
to reach to that level, yes, especially the side person is a lot more emotional. He's listening to me. He asks me about my day. He does random acts of service that I don't have to ask for. That's emotional. And then for men, it's a little different. Yes, there are emotions involved, but for a woman to actually get into that main side man situation, it's a lot less, I would say, in my opinion.
For a man to get in that side man situation, he just in it faster than a woman.
I
is
would
what
say
you're
it's
saying.
easier.
Easier for him.
Yeah.
For a man to have a main and a side,
Yeah, because I guess
I
men don't care.
disagree.
Oh gosh, that's
I
my
disagree.
opinion.
I disagree, but okay. I disagree. Because
Here, Roger.
just 30 seconds. The majority of side men know the woman as a main. The majority of side women do not know the man as a main.
You think they don't know?
No, yeah, because
Yeah,
they
we'll
might
talk
have an
about
inclination, but the majority of the side men get into it knowing she have a main. Whereas the majority of side women are wooed by the man and then find out afterwards he has a main and then either decides I'm gonna stay with this or like fuck this nigga, I'm moving.
You're right.
All right? So it's still easier for a woman to maintain a side man versus a man maintaining a side woman because men can know their role and play. You would go out if you're a woman and the guy that's servicing her on the side will be right there and they'll never make eye contact. Whereas you will go out if you're main and even if your side knows you if you're main, they might not go watching you like that. You understand? Why?
Is it really that or is it because women is more attuned to catching these social
because
cues?
women are emotional.
Yeah.
Women connect emotions.
Isn't there a book of Jabbalism?
Of Jabbalism?
What? There's a book of Jabbalism.
What's that like now?
There's
A book of Jabbalism.
Back in the day, the Jabbas, they split the main chick.
Yeah.
If I bounce into you by the market, I pass me straight. But nowadays, Jabbas are empowered because of Beyonce area. Am I wrong?
No, but
I think it's the man to put place where place needs to be.
Man can put place where place is good.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
If you lay your boundaries from the beginning,
Yes.
and if they ever try, no, even today,
Women are so empowered.
hang on, even today, if you have a side piece, and from the beginning,
You explain to
I'm
her
dating
she's
Kay,
a side piece.
I meet Simone, I tell Simone head of vibe. I want a piece, I have a main. She give me a piece, but then we realize we like the piece, we start to. I say, Heather,
That was your father and your grandfather.
no, you can still do it now. You can still do it now. You can still do it now. The thing is,
Nah, man.
men tend to lie and then now try to backpedal on the lie because the lie has caused the woman to be empowered.
That's terrible lie.
So is it women do lie too?
No, I'm talking about the man point of view. Women don't have to lie as much as men. That's the thing about it is.
Okay, bro.
Because we're clueless. You understand? We're clueless.
I would agree with you.
All right?
I would agree with you.
No.
So I want to stick a pin.
Yes.
That's a lot of things you stick there. Eh?
Boy, you just sticking them pins in the capsule.
When you finish there, you sew in it.
Go ahead.
Don't think because I'm sticking pins, you guys can stick pins when I'm sticking. Okay? So much is going through my mind, and you guys have said so much things that they all matter, they all make sense from different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, what happens? Because you said, Carol, that most times when a man meets a side chick, it's mostly intimate or intimacy, right? It's for sexual purposes. So what happens when you've experienced sex with the side chick? It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then you now become possessive of that side chick as a man.
The only way that could happen is if this both scenarios I'll give you is a level of good sex. One is the sex is better than the main, and the woman themselves is a very good woman. Or she's crazy.
The side chick is a very good woman.
Yeah, she's crazy
Right.
and the sex is fucking amazing.
Fantastic.
That's
So-
the two things that would trap a man to be
But
like,
what happens-
I need her there.
What happens if you realize that the woman, the side chick, is a good woman as well as she is able to please you sexually? She's able to meet you emotionally, maybe financially. She's just able to meet you.
It's a dilemma.
No such thing as a good woman. That's
Said
We're
that.
not sticking pins.
It's a dilemma.
No, I'm asking this because that doesn't mean you don't love what's at home.
No.
But you've now
But
entered something.
I have a slight opinion on that, but go ahead. Sorry.
You've entered something that you probably did not expect.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you become possessive of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to create a sense of security for the side. So you would make men, you would,
for the side.
yeah.
So
So let me
I
finish,
will-
let me finish. So you would say things like,
for fries.
you would say things like,
This chicken I want.
you are my partner, or you are my girl, or this. This is real life situations. This.
All right, so
Hold on, talk me, please.
No, we're
hold
tagging
on.
you after.
Hold on. So
Right? Let me finish.
We're still not finished yet?
You know, no, I'm not done because
sorry.
what's important is that it's important to listen, to understand, and not hear. Hearing means it's passing through one ear, it's coming out the other. But I want you to understand what I am saying. And sometimes, as a man, you say that you're committed to your person, and
The
you
main.
make the main, and you end up meeting somebody that gives you qualities that your main is unable to provide you with. And you become possessive of it as a man. Even if that side is aware that you may have somebody, you still try to create a sense of security like they are the persons that you are with.
Right.
You want them to feel that way.
So
Though you may not be able to wake up next to them and move the hair on their face, smell the morning breath, but you still want to give them. So you would go the extra mile. So that's when you start saying, babe, I'm working late tonight, but you out somewhere with the side. Or you start doing more things with the side than you would do with your main.
All
Now,
right.
what about the men that can balance both?
All right, so
Food for thought.
The man that sticks with a good side and a good main and treats the two of them equally and can make it that the main knows that's his only side, the side knows that's the main, and they can get equal treatment is very unique and very rare.
That's not accurate.
No,
The
listen,
men will not know
hold on.
necessarily know about the side.
Let's see what Carl have to say on
all
that
right?
day.
I know of many scenarios like that where the main understands that, hey, that's his side, the side and her know each other. Some of them actually communicate. You with you? Yeah, okay. You with you? Yeah, okay. So they just want to make sure there's no third. Hold on.
necessarily.
But then there's the men who are greedy, who are not going to leave their main because they're afraid, or they're just like, I just want a little release outside every so often. And I know this woman is a good woman, and you mentioned it. And they know that this woman is a good catch. So they know some other single man might get her, and he's going to lose that. So he's going to play the role and make you think, babe, I'll leave her just now. We're married.
They don't
we
necessarily
are
tell you
this.
you're leaving her.
But you know what I mean? Whatever they'll say to try and string you along, as long as they can keep drawing out that energy from you until you give up. There's multiple personalities that can lead to the same result when it comes to that. So it's not a black and white, it's a gray
There's
area.
only one personality. That's
So
just
ladies,
breadcrumbing.
you all have heard it. You all have heard it here from our gentlemen.
No. Hold on.
Do not
Hold on.
I knew that was coming. That's why I laughed
Hold on,
before I
hold
said
on.
it, you know.
Stick a pin.
don't
Stick a pin.
stick a
Stick a
pin.
pin. Listen.
Hold on, let me finish because
I
you
knew
know
it
I
was
forget
coming.
my
That's why I
points
laughed
quickly.
before I answered the question.
Right? Do not allow anybody to keep you just enough to make you feel like what they're giving you is what you deserve. If that person is not giving you what your value is, you
Unless you
pack
make it fall over.
and you leave.
That goes for both men and women.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I'm speaking to the women.
Now, ladies, listen properly. People, listen properly. I think the whole concept that we're talking about, gain and side, and how it's supposed to work and how it's supposed to play out, right, is determined by the individuals playing the game, right? Fair enough? So, for example, if my moral stance is that, I'm a one-woman guy. That's my moral stance, right? I'm in a relationship with you. I come to you and tell you that's what my persona is. You will only expect me to just have you, right or wrong? Any variation of any deviation from that is me telling a lie.
Okay.
The moment you are aware of it and you decide to stay and play games, right? You have the inclination that I have a side relationship, or you're not getting the same kind of energy and you do your investigating like you normally tend to do, right? And you realize you're not getting, hey, but they're just doing me, bringing me out, so on and so forth, this and that, what changed, right? And then you have the inclination, you ask questions, right? When you see you're not getting the kind of responses you want, what did you do? You pack up and leave, right? But as a man, if you stand by your value, to me, that's how I operate. Eh? Me not cheating or me not having an extra woman is not about my main relationship. It's about my personal, I would call it, moral. My moral stance is that if I don't present myself to you as an individual who will never cheat on you, or I'm a one-woman man kind of thing, because I know I can't manage to, I personally know I can't manage, right? But I present myself that way, right? I'm not holding that standard for anybody else. Hold your standard for yourself. So if you're in a side chick position, for example, you put yourself in a side chick position. So you always have that kind of antenna drawing as to whether or not, something will blow up or so on and so forth.
Unintentional side chick.
Because the side chick is coming from upgraded firmware. That's actual wipes.
But we really need to, we focus a lot on the side chicks, but I want to touch on the men.
No, but
Let's touch on them. Because they matter too, it's important.
The main is perception. Let me explain to you why the main is perception. The main is the perception because the side chick might get more attention and they might be the main.
Not necessarily.
No, listen to me carefully.
If you cannot balance your main and your side, that's a you thing. But there are men that are able to go home and the women are unable to identify that they've been out with somebody.
But what I'm trying to tell you,
but we know that.
No, because they what? No,
because they're good at making sure that their home is in order before they step out.
You're meaning the way you put your head.
No.
Hello. The two of you also invested in that topic. Hold on.
let's.
Bartender!
Questions to things that she already knows. She wants to hear from you. So if I come and I ask you something, it is something I have an inkling, something going on.
Miss, let me answer, please.
Can I get another gin, please?
So I would say, right, side chick, main piece. I have my chicken and I have my fries. The chicken tastes different from the fries. I don't ever want the fries to replace the chicken. My main chick is my chicken, and the side chick is the fries.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to wash the taste of the meat from time to time in your mouth with the fries.
Okay.
Don't ever get full and think like the main chick. That's a different story. Don't ever get fooled and think like the main chick and the side chick can be interchanged. Number one. Number two, which is most important, a lot of people cross the line. They just walk over the line so easy. The line gets blurred so fast where they're giving the side chick more attention than the main chick.
That's for a reason.
What's the reason?
No, that's just the main that.
You have a main woman, she gets so relaxed. She stops
Yes.
moving herself.
Yeah.
She stops looking sexy.
She stops spotting. She stops spotting the man.
No, but what about the men, women that they do everything? They're gorgeous.
People get
They cook, they clean.
Listen,
You come home, you get your feet rubbed, you've kissed, you're hugged.
Let me ask,
any woman that has hold on.
No, they just have men that just like women.
Listen,
That's
that
not nothing
is
to do
that
with
is
being a
that
good
is
or bad. Thank you.
that is a separate sect outside. We're talking about there's separate sects outside of the main bubble we're talking about, and there are going to always be examples. But if we look in the main bubble, partners stop courting each other. And courting doesn't necessarily mean always going out, always. Even if you're passing with a t-shirt and no makeup, sometimes a little glance, sometimes a little sexy expose. Things like that keep the fire going
But
in the
with that,
relationship.
would you still leave your man for your side?
But that's what I'm telling you.
Would you? You wouldn't leave.
Things like that. That's what I'm saying. Things like that keep the fire going. But what happens is people get complacent and get comfortable in relationships.
But you're still not
And
leaving.
So
Oftentimes, the man excuses is, boy, I'm not happy with that person again.
It's comfort.
Or you
It's
wouldn't,
comfort.
as a matter of fact, you wouldn't even want to understand what I go through with
It's
that
the
person.
fear of
But they
starting
would
over.
never leave.
The women do it too. It's
They
the
would
fear of
never
starting
leave.
over, okay?
They would say, I'm not happy, I'm so unhappy.
It's the fear of starting over.
But
All the lies they say,
never
all the excuses they say
actually
is the same
leave.
thing.
And I keep asking myself, in the dating world right now, you meet a lot of people that come with they're not ready to give you 100%.
That's out of fear.
So you meet people that coming with something and you have to accept it. So they're not ready to come as a whole, they're coming with half. Right? And so when you get engaged with people like that, you could never be content or happy. Most times you meet somebody who is either just coming out of a relationship or is in a relationship and is trying to make you believe that they're coming out of it. And that may cause a side chick because you don't even know that you are a side chick at that point. Or they can be straight with you from the get-go and say, right now, me and my person, we're going through something difficult, but I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not really, but I want, so they have given you that choice.
Let me just say a small point before you continue.
Sure.
90% of people in the last 20 years who are dating don't give 100% out of fear. Out of fear of looking stupid, or be like, they see you giving him or her the world, and people know he or she have somebody else on the outside. Right? Hold on.
Selfish people cannot look stupid.
Hold on.
Because people that are selfish not going with the intention to feel
give
stupid.
as much as they're comfortable giving. That's the point. So when you meet people, the people that they settle for, which is what makes them feel comfortable, is then all their boxes are not ticked like God mentioned the last time. So they have a 50 or 60. And then they meet someone that gives them the other 20 they need for that 80 in their life. But unfortunately, there's a 60 here and a 20 there. That's men and women. It's the fear of it. And then for them not leaving, it's comfort. It's the fear of starting over. It's the fear of, I have to leave him or her, I have to go in an apartment, I have to move out, I have to start the dating phase again. The last three guys, the last three girls I checked were bitches and assholes, and I can't go for that again. And then you come so hyper vigilant that every little thing, as soon as they say, I want to talk to me, I want to talk to her.
We just spoke about the fact that there are men who have multiple women even after having
I must say, she's only talking about men a lot, but anyway.
And the reason why I'm stressing on men, because I have a vagina. So I'm going to speak for my women. And if the gentlemen are confused
so you're not going to speak
as to who to speak for.
You're not going to speak against the women.
No, but you have a vagina, so I'm going to speak on vaginas, not on penises.
Okay.
When it is necessary,
You're speaking about penises.
hold on. When it is necessary to speak against, I will do so. But in this situation, it is sensitive, and I believe I have chose the right side.
But it's not a side.
Hello?
There is not a side.
I have chose where I feel comfortable in speaking in. Now, every time you interrupt me, I lose my point.
So I'm asking you.
I want to keep my point.
I need to interrupt you. Are you suggesting, right, that from the vagina perspective, that the majority of the problem when it comes to side chick, mean chick, is about the man?
It's about the man, yeah, that's what she's
That's what you're
saying.
telling me.
That's how it comes across.
That's what she's saying.
I am speaking
I'm asking you. I want to respond to what I asked.
for what is relatable to me, what I can speak
I
on.
understand
So that
what
way
you're saying.
it touches people because what I'm saying
But
makes
that's not what I asked.
sense.
That's not what I asked. I asked you a direct
So-
question. I'm asking you, are you saying that from the vagina perspective, that the issues when it comes to men and side is the man? Is that what you're saying?
I have explained in our previous podcast that I believe that women can also be wicked. However, in this situation, the gentleman spoke mainly for
I
the
can't
men
say anything
or
else.
towards the men, and so I am speaking towards the women, for the
I
women.
don't think the conversation has been balanced.
Yeah, it's not
It
balanced.
hasn't been
It's not balanced.
Because the side chick, it gives the side chick an excuse.
One
It
second.
gives the main woman an excuse.
I believe Simone has a good point. I can feel the energy coming off her.
Yeah,
Simone has a good
let's-
point to give.
Let's hear what someone has.
Let's hear.
Let me explain my point, right? You talk about the gift that the craft that man, okay, well,
The man can talk well. The man can speak well. Yeah.
And then he blindside the main woman, and the woman dress well and all that. But what are the deficiencies, either or, from the main woman that may contribute to the factor
That's
that
the
the
point
man
I'm
might
into.
go out and do something.
But
That is the
but
point.
why
Hold on,
but
let's-
why does it have to be a deficiency from the man?
So probably
But
that
a man will do what a man wants to
No other
do
woman can
regardless.
likewise,
But
and
it's-
woman
So
can likewise.
therefore,
It goes the other way
whether
too.
the same, it's true.
goes the other way
okay,
too.
a man or woman would do whatever he or she feels like, regardless. And like I said, it is you as the individual to say,
You think that's a vagina? What do you do?
no, I change it now.
Well, thank you very much. I want the balance.
I'm giving
Oh
you
my God. Okay.
balance.
Thank you very much.
Right?
Hold on, let's Simone.
Sure, go
So
right ahead.
I feel deficiency is the wrong word we're using here because humans on the whole are unpredictable. So to his point, in terms of men, women are going to do what they want, yes. But if a woman or if a man possesses, so say with this person for how many years, you're comfortable, you feel vulnerable in this relationship, but if there are certain qualities or characteristics that you kind of notice that he or she develops, that either you just kind of suppress or you kind of ignore, eventually when you are in a situation where you meet somebody, whether it's on work, in a gym, wherever, and they are filling that gap for you, then that is how that side or that kind of emotional or even eventually physical
Are we
connection
talking about a literal gap or a metaphorical
A
gap?
physical gap, they're filling in a slot.
both in a sense. So it's not necessarily that the man, not doing what they're supposed to do, or that they
Or
have
lacking.
they're lacking certain things, and and that's how they reach to that side person level. It's just that eventually people just fall out of love, out
Not
of attraction,
necessarily
or
fall out. They just meet people.
they just
You meet people
they
every
outgrow that
day.
person, and they
You
want
meet-
something else.
Okay, guys, we need to wrap up this topic.
We have
Feel
one
the time
more.
passing.
We have voice on behind. Yeah, that's it.
Let's hear the voice from behind.
Okay, I just want to make a little note that most women, I think they choose to be side chicks. It's a choice.
Career job.
It's a choice because you might find yourself dealing with somebody and they might tell you, or you might find out that they have the own person and you still choose to stay. You decided to stay. It's a choice. For some women, I'm going to take a different take on it. There are some women being married or whatever long-term relationship, they find that the guy provides well financially, take care of the house, the kids, the trips, the this, the that. But she feels a void that she probably cannot get to him, and a lot of us don't necessarily know how to speak up for what we want, like just continue going with the flow because we're comfortable. So now you find this platonic friend that you can talk to, laugh your gigs, you might go out for drinks after work or something, and a relationship develops. And now you're going to express your little kinkiness. You probably like your little surf. Maybe that's something he's into, but
Not with the leg.
Could you
I don't
shifting your
think,
chair
I
there a
don't
bit
think
more?
that most women chooses to be side chicks. I think that on a daily basis, you meet people. You never know who you might meet, when you might meet that person. It's what you do when you find out your role or your position. I don't think that's I mean, obviously you would choose it, right? But then it wasn't a case where I just stay there and wake up one morning and decide, today, I feel like I want to be a side chick.
But well, explain.
No,
explain.
you have to be
Let
approached.
me make a point.
You have to be approached by that said man who is either married or in a committed
He
relationship.
has to approach you.
Or the other way
Hang on.
around, where
What is
a
it?
Let me-
female approaches you.
Let me explain.
No, just
why I have a great. Hold on, 1 second. Why I have a great difficulty understanding and agreeing with what you are saying.
Sure.
Explain to me why there's a plethora of married men with side chicks.
women, in what you do.
But when I just made mention,
I think when they see that ring, it's like a month
no,
to today.
but when I just, when
There's
I,
a plethora of
Challenge.
men who are married, wearing the bands, and they have side chicks. So how do we explain that one?
You think they're going to leave their wives just so?
It's not about leaving the wives.
It's why don't we
But it is about leaving the wives
It's
as
about
well.
people making
Hang
a
on.
choice.
Hang on,
Because-
hang on.
People making a choice to be with somebody.
Let me-
Yes, but you didn't understand what I was saying. When I say that women are not necessary, like you're not waking up in the morning and say that you want to be a side chick or be somebody's side chick. He or she has to be approached by someone,
Or you have to approach him.
or you have to approach him. And then based on that, based on what you gather from that individual, you then make that choice.
So okay, you never wake up one morning and say, boy, today I just want to get my back blown out and I care, mate have to
And
do
I-
for me. I care
that's-
who mate with, I care what me doing, mate have to take that from me today. So you
That's-
never wake up that morning and feel that?
That is from a standpoint of me being in a relationship.
I don't
but
know long
not
story.
being
I just
in a
want the yes from-
relationship.
Not being, I guess, from
Yes
the-
or no?
Not being in a relationship. And I
You don't care where
don't,
you are in your life.
and I don't know this individual.
You know the individual, you know how mate weekend.
Platonic for now.
Yeah. You say
Platonic
mate.
for now.
And I just wake up and I
And then
say,
you feel like you feel for him, your vagina feel
Yeah, you just beat him. You just know what happened. You know.
that's
What
how
did that
you
always say?
that Simone, you could choose to back me up, whether if not, I'll back up myself, because I usually do.
Oh, you want back now?
Go
You want
ahead.
back now?
That's
I
what
didn't
y'all
hear what you
think
were
of
saying
women. Now we just wake up and our vaginas talk
No,
to us
he
like
just-
that and tell
he
us
just-
we
That
just
was
want
one
to.
scenario.
No, I have to think of it literally because we're speaking from.
I want less words and more thoughts.
Okay, hold on.
Hypothetically,
Good. Let me put some fire on the
I
gas.
really
Let me
want
put some
to-
gasoline
I
on the
really
fire
want
there
to-
right now, because I know that will get you
Those are
upset.
the person to the
I heard that, eh? Women control sex. Everything that is going on in the world today is by the choice of a woman. I don't care how much money you have as a man. I don't care how good looking you are. I don't care how much gab you have as a man. The woman needs to decide, yes, I am going to give it to him because we will get hard by you just brushing on us.
That is not
A
true.
woman has to
That's not true.
mentally
That's not true.
prepare herself and be like, yeah,
Take that
he's
out,
getting
man.
there. He's doing the things. He's saying the right things. He's treating me right. He looks good. The kiss good. He's like, all right, I'm lubricated mentally, emotionally, and physically. Let me slide in.
You're
I don't
mentally
disagree.
Everywhere. Physically, in a relationship, and mentally.
But I don't disagree.
Okay? So when we go back to men with mains and sides and women as sides and women with men and main and sides or whatever it is, it all boils down to the woman.
and the accountability.
Because there are women who don't care.
And the man.
And the accountability of the woman.
Balance.
The men will be dogs, as they say, but women have the power. Women will see a man. I remember mentioning that in the first thing we did when we did the 3 hour just to get the skits. And just grant me 2 minutes. A woman will walk
1 minute, 1 minute.
a woman will walk into a barn. There'll be 5 men, and each one of them will be like, "I don't mind getting a piece of that. I'll try and get a piece of that." If one of them gets her attention, he's still fighting uphill battle until she has an orgasm. Even while he's fucking, he's fighting an uphill battle because he just have to say the one thing wrong.
I think I live
I
in
do
a
it.
different world.
Now, if a man walks into a room, every woman that looks at him that says like, yeah, he can get it, but he still have to play the cards right to reach to where she's like, okay, for sure he can get it. It's all controlled by women. Women have the power.
If a woman wants to have sex with you, she will. She don't have to play no role. She can just say, that guy, that guy, he's going to get it. You
were clarifying for me what what
All the guys in here.
because like he explained, he said that we are in charge of sex. Right? Yeah, I have to put it that
Not
way.
that we in charge.
I have to put it
Our
that way
pussy
because
is
a
in charge.
man with a lot of self-value and self-pride, they wouldn't let any woman that say you can get it. They cut him style just like how the woman going to cut style.
You missed it. That's not the point I was
Okay,
making.
it's
huh?
a point. He
That's
asked
not
the
the point I was
question,
making.
and
That's not the
I'm
point I was
responding.
making.
So it can happen on either side.
You actually believe that's
Pause.
It is not even, but I have seen cases. Like I used to be on the racing scene, right? And I see man running down woman, and I watching the woman like, okay, what's the point? And then the same woman they running down, standing up right next to me there. Messaging the woman. I don't live it in that world where you say man like to just get hard and do things.
No, I'm just saying.
I have seen myself in the situation where women running behind me and I have to say no, I have somebody there, and I have to be myself.
Missed the point.
I don't miss the point. I get what you were saying.
No, they missed the point. My point is that, all right,
But
so
that's not the average man reality.
Let me.
women have,
That's not the average
women have,
reality.
hold on a good.
You could never be even.
Women have a privilege, whereas Kay is an upstanding woman. Jason is an upstanding man. Kay can just walk up to Jason and say, you know, we're talking for a good while, and like, honestly, I really want you to fuck me. And y'all have that level of maturity, but a man does not have that.
The average man.
The
Y'all
average
think
man
y'all
does
don't.
not have, no, the average man does
that's
not
true.
have that.
Because if I give
play
you the
to just
energy
come up
that
to
you
a-
already have it's because I'm waiting for you to tell me, give it.
Let's pick up in header. To me, in the last episode,
What?
to me, in the last episode, Tom said that
What?
at the end of the day, if when it comes to the sex, somebody giving or fuck, you feel the telephone.
When the man good, you have to share it with
What
a
I'm
friend.
saying is that when he,
Hey,
If you don't say that,
that's
not
not what Ken
that's
was
what you
coming to say.
said. That's what you
You said
said.
that.
You
That's
said,
not what I
girl,
explained.
if you could only experience what I was experienced.
And the
That's
reason
what you
why I
said.
said that because I also explained that you never had a conversation with a girl or a friend
Okay.
where they explain about their sex life and then you're like,
Mm-hmm.
No, I have to clarify because you guys are trying to make me look like shit.
No, we're not.
let me do
No, we're
that.
not.
I say,
I need to clear the air. I need to.
So I still say, for us to boil it down now and put a simmer, I still say, with the main and sides, there are a lot of angles and a lot of different scenarios, and it's not a clear-cut view or explanation as to why. There are a lot of different things. But one of the main things I would say is commitment with effort is one of the keys to not have the urge to or the worry about. That's for the general bubble. There are women who just like multiple partners. There are men who just like multiple partners. There are dogs. There are hoes, whatever you want to call them. But for the general bubble, never stop courting. And courting doesn't necessarily have to be always going out, always buying gifts. Sometimes it's cuddling and just watching a movie.
Or making breakfast on the one.
You understand? Sometimes it's like, babe, what happened to you today? I'm like, boy, today was fucking. I was like, what? Come and lie down on me. Talk to me. Things like that keep people connected because you're not flatlining. You're constantly keeping it bubbling. That's just my opinion.
So it really just depends on the two people in the relationship.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Exactly. So
I think.
People are free because you're talking about side chick.
No.
it starts with two
Men.
first, then depends on how the two
Yeah.
people interact, how what's happening, then it starts to branch off and you get more people.
And if you, as a partner, so if you're the outside man or the outside woman who does not want to be the outside man, but your gut doesn't lie. If you have the gift of discernment and you see there is something that just doesn't add up or something is just ticking you, if you're not sure, move on. If you're comfortable, stay. But the people that will say, like, I knew that, Since whenever I was feeling that and I saw that, if you knew, why didn't you go? If you feel like he was lying or she was lying to you, if you feel like he was there or she was there, leave. Don't put yourself through that and end up in the side chick business or come from the side chick to the main chick and then you're getting old before your time because now you're the main and you want, and who's the side now or whatever it might be. It's just respect your values, clear-cut boundaries, and you'll be surprised how nice life will be.
Now, let me just see my last bit and then Jason will close and, well, Keith, you will be the one to find out with. I think some people whatever you want to call it, trauma, whatever it is, fix themselves that all they are good for is to be a side chick. And we have to take that into consideration. Some people have fixed themselves to that mantle that all I can be is that side chick. I am not more valuable beyond
Always,
that point.
always a bridesmaid, never the bride.
Right. So we have to take that into account. Now, those people, in my opinion, are not the prey. They are the predators. Right? And we cannot not look at that as being a reality, because imagine you see this woman who all her value of self is I'm a side chick, but she has all the physical attributes, all the verbal gab to grab a man. You understand? And she will wheedle somebody, not saying that he's supposed to be weak and take it, but she has that ability to finesse. Finesse herself in a situation. And when she gets there, hopefully try to convert and upgrade herself to main chick status until she fails, and then she repeats the cycle.
You know where that stems from? That stems from your boundaries and having respect for yourself.
Yeah.
You meet a guy or a girl, she's advancing on you, he's advancing on you. No matter how desperate you are, no matter how lonely you are, no matter how horny you are, feel them out first. Have conversations with them. Take them out. See if they can maintain the facade of always going. Because sometimes they will clear a week or two. Let me, because I just want to get a piece. But after 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, and it's becoming a pattern, if they have a main, the main will be like, what's going on? You wasn't usually, you're doing this, whatever. You will start to see the changes in them. You'll start to see the texting different. You will start to see the hours. There will be signs. So just be vigilant.
Listen.
I say one word from someone before I close off.
I think I want to go on a different level. I mean, if there are people watching this video who have a side man, side woman, and they're happy, all power to you, to each their own. But just for me, before you kind of go into that side man, side woman situation, look internally, whether in your relationship or within yourself, if there are things that you feel like you could improve on. And again, it goes back to the previous episode we had about communication. So that's just my little tidbit there.
All right, so in closing, here's what I listened from this entire topic. The side chick issue is not just a problem of the side chick, the main man, or the main woman. It's a cultural system of secrecy, a platform of unmet needs, and a breakdown in communications which allows you to have a yearning and commitment to somebody else. Most women that are side chicks know they are side chicks. Most men just don't care. The main thing is if you know what you want, if you focus on your career, if you focus on your partner, then there isn't much space for a side chick. I personally have had men, women that don't leave no space for no side chick because they're doing everything, and then I understand what my mission is in life, and it's very easy to fall into that pattern of just saying no to people outside or leaving it at the bar. Be a mirror, reflect, and do not hold and bring anything back into your home. And then the question comes, is the problem really the side chick or the main woman or the person between them? And that's the close.
Stop that tea.
3 o'clock, you know, tea city.
Eh,
She listened.
what happened to the website?